Alright folks, today on Ben's SUV we'll be replacing the low beam headlight with this KRIEGES light that I just got from them, and let's get to it. Again, this is you'll need the H7 bulb, which is what goes in here into the low beam, and I'll just walk through the process. Let's check out how this bulb looks like first as I get it opened, and unboxing on the fly. Hopefully I don't drop anything, which we can just take a look at it in the back perhaps. Alright, oh my god, they're so cool. They send a pair of gloves, which is awesome. And let's see what else we have here. I don't know what this is. Maybe a cleaning. I'll look into that. And then here are the bulbs. Here's the best part about these bulbs. Okay, let's talk about it. This is so nice and thin. This base right here. You don't need any pigtails or anything like that. This is as thin as metal, which is pretty cool. I have seen other ones that are kind of thick. It makes it very difficult to fit inside the housing when you go in and screw it in and lock it in place. But this is so nice and thin, which will hold in perfectly. And when we do the installation, we'll walk through that. And it actually feels like it's metal. It's very thin. No need to fan. It does have the polarity here, plus and minus. It may not be visible, but this is the plus sign right here. And in the Mercedes, the brown color wire is negative, is minus. So the other color would go into plus and brown would go in over here. Again, it's pretty easy to see that it's plus and minus listed right here. So let's get to the installation. Alright, the trickiest part in this installation is removing this bottom trim piece, because two things could happen. One thing that could happen is that it could break right here. There's two plastic tabs. It could easily break here, so you have to do it very slowly, pull it out in the way it's supposed to come out. And this over here is just opening and closing it in the opposite ends. So this side is pretty easy to remove. This side is very difficult to remove over here on the left. So take your time in removing this side. And then to remove the headlight housing, it's basically 3 8mm screws. There's literally one up here, the screw right here, and then you unlock the tab, and then 2 screws behind here. So it's very easy for that. But the important thing, again, as I mentioned, is removing on this side. So let's get to that one first. Okay, this one you push the top one, the bottom one down from the inside, and this one on top from the outside. That'll remove this. And here's one of the screws here. This is the very, very important, tricky part. Yeah, you can do it fast, but if you do it, you're gonna break it. So just take your time here, wiggle it slowly, and I'll show you what the two pieces look like, and they can come off right here. So you want to make sure that you don't break these two, because it's very easy to break those. Mine's already starting to bend it. However, putting it back is even more difficult, but so make sure you don't bend those. Now it's just removing these 2 8mm nuts here, and then the 8mm on top. Alright, so I can also show you how to, so it's just removing this tab right here from the top, pushing it back up, removing it like that. So that comes out, and then it's just undoing the wires, which are pretty easy to do back here. Just pull this out. It's basically 2 wires. There's a tab on the inside. Let's push that back. By the way, I'm gonna end up scratching this. I've done this before. So you may want to put something under here so you don't scratch the bottom. Let me just go and put some cloth to do that. Alright, so I'm just resting this on some envelope, padded envelope, so that I don't scratch the bottom, because it'll take some time to unplug it. The bottom one is pretty easy. You undo the tab here, wiggle it out. And the top one, you undo the tab, and then you have to wiggle out. So undo the tab from the inside and wiggle it out. This is the tab that I was talking about. So once you're done, this is pretty free. We're going to take it to the trunk and change the lights, because it's pretty easy. Alright, so I'll talk about the H7 bulb that I have in here. So it's basically to remove this, you just do the top. So this was the H7 bulb that I had, which was also LED. And this is the one with an extra fan here and a pigtail. By the way, I have put electrical wrapper on here. As you can see, some of it's coming off because for some reason this has come out, so I have to put electrical tape again I still want to figure out how to close it. But anyway, that's a problem with my housing, with my wiring, so I'll deal with that later. But this one wouldn't stay, so I actually had to put tie wrap on it. So I'm going to remove this one, and that's why I want to replace it with this, with the new bulb that I got. So let me just go and remove that. All right, I just don't want to waste time opening this one, but as you can see, the previous one required a clip, right? So this was, I think, I don't know where this one came from. Yeah, it was part of this housing, and it also required a clip for me to install it for it to work properly. With this bulb, it's a 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1 against an actual H7 bulb. As you can see how thin it is, that it matches the actual H7 bulb, and I don't need any adapters. I could literally put this in, and then this housing actually will grab it. And I believe this housing I took off, and hopefully I have it somewhere. Otherwise I'd be in trouble. Okay, now I have to find my housing. Oh, maybe it's on here. Okay, I'll figure that out. But I need the clip back, so I need to figure out where that is. Let me go ahead and do that. Alright, earlier I said a gray wire is ground, but actually it's brown wire that's ground. And you can see coming in here, the brown wire is here, and then the yellow is the positive. So the brown is ground, so that's negative. And I will just take this and line up this negative positive, so I'm going to switch it over so the negative is on this side, and then connect it to the ground, which is over there. Put that in. And it should fit nice and snug inside. Yep, that'll do. And then now we will just take this and push it in and turn it in. I'm hoping this has got an extra tab, but let me just take a look at that. Alright, I just have to get one of these tabs in, so now it's flush against here and here on both sides. And then just put it in and twist it, and it'll lock in place. No need for, I can see why it's bending, because it's probably adding a lot of stress to this wire here. Alright, that's probably why the wire is breaking, but anyway, nothing much I can do there for now. Alright, uncover it, and let's install it back. Alright, now putting this back in is actually it's quite easy. You want to make sure that you grab this one, connect the bottom one up here. The top one you don't have much room, and then just plug that in. It's nice and easy. And then the important thing is that you align this back into the studs. So when you put it back in, and obviously this top part goes up here, and the screw hole goes here. So you want to get the top part in. You also want to make sure that the bottom part is aligned right here, so that the screws can be tightened. This one. It's kind of sticking up. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Scratch my car. Alright. Okay. So now we will screw that in on top, and then screw in the 10mm bolts here and here. That'll secure this. And when you're screwing it in, you want to position it so it's nice and horizontal. So now you can see the light, it's on here. The parking light is on, and this is on. I know my headlight is foggy, but I still have to get this to turn on. Great bulb, thanks for watching. I do want to show the installation of this because it's kind of tricky, so just bear with me. You want to align it here and also to the right as well. But okay, I guess I could do it this way. So first you want to get this in. Again, you want to push it in the way it's going, in the way the body is. And don't rush it. You'll feel it. You'll feel it going nice and easy. You'll know that it's correct when it goes nice and easy. So. There you go. See how it's nice and easy that is? And then this one, you just lift up the tab. I'll put it on the bottom tag. Okay, and that locks in place.